Guys, my dear friends, my beloveds, today's topic is about branch blocks. So folks, take your pens, papers, and let's go. So if you find a question like this, branch block. No, of course we talk about bundle branch blocks of his. We have to, first of all, we have to explain that block is something that is late. Block is late, my beloveds. Nothing else. Not less, not more. Block is late. So something happening later than normal. That is block. It's not a delay. Unfortunately, I find this definition in some books, it's not correct. It's a big error. It's a fail. So block is not delay, it's more than delay. So previous lecture was about AV block means that we have a problem, something that happening late in AV node. And now we have a problem in the branches. So beneath the AV node, my beloveds, beneath. So what does it mean? I received some questions about that. That why is a problem, clinical issue of that? So ventricles wait for the signal from above, because normally everything happening due to SA node. SA node is a ruler, is a natural pacemaker, first degree, the best. So ventricles wait the signal from SA node. SA node send the signal, so-called action potential, send it to AV node, and due to several reasons, this signal blocked partially or completely in AV node. So ventricles wait, of course, contraction of the ventricles will be later, and it can happen only and only in bradycardia, or tends to be bradycardia. So ventricles wait. So we talked about the AV block. Now we talked about branch block, so beneath the AV node. So everything is okay. But the problem, what's happening in the level of the branches, left or right, is following. Now you receive the question, exam questions, exam tickets, and there is a question, branch block. So we have to answer three questions. What's happened electrically, what's happened physiologically, and what's happened, so actually clinical issue of that. Unfortunately, I can't draw. I don't have a whiteboard or blackboard to explain, but anyway. So we have to understand that signal receive AV node, and then it has to go through. So after AV node, we have his. It's like a highway. So we've got two big cities, the capital, SA node, second city, AV node, and then we have to go to all energy, have to go to all parts of the ventricles for contraction of every cell of myocardium at the same time. That's why heart contracts in symmetric and synchronized manner, because symmetric and synchronized contraction is the most effective contraction. Nothing is in vain in our body. Everything we have created by God. We are creators. No, of course. No, of course. God created us. We are creations. And anyway, so signal receive at the same time, receive any part of the ventricles at the same time. How it's happening? Due to energy that goes symmetric and synchronized manner and then divide to left and to right, and left and right ventricles contract at the same time. But if we have problem on the way, for example, we have a, right bundle branch block. So what's happened physiologically? Energy goes to right, but right is blocked. So, but nothing happened with left. Everything is good from left branch. And energy goes to left, and left ventricle contracts. After contraction of the left ventricle, and if we talk about right bundle branch block, through Purkinje fibers, like a monkey when he want to scratch his ear, in this way. Instead of do this, he do this. No, actually it's a left bundle. Oh, anyway, so right, instead of do this, right bundle. Okay, we do this, left bundle branch block, right bundle branch block. So what's happening, my beloveds? Energy, so wanna go to here, to my right ear. Right ear is blocked, energy goes to left, left is okay, and then through Purkinje fibers, it reach my right ear. And then energy reach right part of the heart. In monkey way, as I said, in Banderlock way. So physiologically, my beloveds, you answer like this. Physiologically, first contracts intact ventricle, and then contracts problematic one. So when we talk about right bundle branch block, of course, definitely, first contracts left one, because nothing happened with left bundle branch. And then, through Purkinje fibers, backward, contracts right ventricle. So physiologically, you answered first. Physiologically, first contracts intact ventricle, and then contracts problematic. If it's a right bundle branch block, first contracts left ventricle, then contracts right ventricle. So of course it's not asymmetric and non-synchronized contractions at all. We remember that normal sinus rhythm, normal high heart contractions are symmetric and synchronized. Of course here we do not have this one. No symmetry, no synchronize. So what's happening electrically? That is how to understand that we've got on ECG this right bundle branch block. No, you have to draw it during exams, of course. So we have to find M letter, M, or use to pronounce YM letter. In the United States said rabbit ear, rabbit ear. Why it's rabbit ear? Because one ear is up, another is low, down. So like Playboy, like Playboy. We have notchy QRS. Actually, we have 2R. 2R. Why? So energy goes to one, then it's blocked, goes to a normal ventricle, then goes back and contracts problematic ventricle. So we have notchy, 2R we have. M letter, M is like mommy, mother, M letter. Or you said pronounce YM, doesn't matter. M letter. Why it's an M? Because M got the two shoulders. And doesn't matter what shoulder is bigger, first one or second one, or they are equal. Principle that we have 2R, two shoulders, and they are above the isoline. So if we have M letter in V1 and V2, it's a region of, I used to talk about that, and I don't want to repeat it. V1 and V2 is a place, it's a region of what? Of right ventricle. So we see M letter in V1 and V2. If we find this M letter in V5 and V6, it's a region of left ventricle. No, actually all is left ventricle, but the principle. If we find this in V5 and V6, it's a left bundle branch block. Principle that M letter has to be above shoulders of the M, above the isoline. Is that clear? Good. So we have two types of blocks, complete or incomplete. So incomplete when QRS complex is tiny, narrow, less than 0.20 second, of course. So if we have M letter and QRS is not longer, not big, less than 0.2, it's incomplete. If it's a more than 0.20, it's a complete. So wide QRS complex, bigger than 0.2, larger than 0.2, means that we have complete block. But the principle is what? Well, if you see large QRS, we have to understand that this is one of the branches. Block in the level of the branches, more than 0.2. But to understand where is the block, we have to check up V1 and V2 or V5 and V6. If we find in V1 and V2 M letter, I repeat, means that we have a right bundle branch block. If we find M letter in V5 and V6, it's a left bundle branch block. If we see widening we see everywhere, from classic Eindhoven lead, 1, 2, 3 Roman numbers, till V6. But to understand where is the origin of the block, we have to check up V1 and V2 and V5 and V6. Now concerning opposite. Opposite of M is W. Actually, it's not obligatory to find this W, but if in the cases of complete block, we can remark this W, but it's not obligatory. Principle is M letter. So if I find M letter in V1 and V2, we understand that V5 and V6 is opposite of V1 and V2. So if I find M letter and it's a complete block, that means QRS is wide, I have to find, no, it's good to find, not I have to. I have to find this V5 in V5 and V6, W, because it's a mirror of V1 and V2. If I find in V5 and V6 this M, I have to find in opposite directions in V1 and V2, opposite is W. Okay? And my beloveds, we have to understand that this block means that ventricle contractions longer, takes more time than normal. So we have long depolarization. It's not good at all. It's not a repolarization. Long depolarization, actually the sign of the serious problem. Very serious. Actually, Q wave, I'm sorry, Q wave in myocardial infarction means that we have longer QRS. No, it's not for this topic. So clinical issue of that, and very interesting, that incomplete right bundle branch block, that is M letter in V1 and V2, in absolutely vast majority of cases is nothing at all. Actually, it's one of the most ECG patterns in normal subjects, in normal persons. So if there is a just incomplete right bundle branch block, it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I repeat the golden rule, any acute or sudden changes on ECG needs your attention. What does it mean, acute or sudden? Acute means comes with complaints. Sudden, that all of a sudden. There you see that immediately. Yesterday or 1 hour ago, no changes on ECG. Now we have this incomplete block. Okay, so acute or sudden changes, pays attention. You need to pay attention. Be careful. But anyway, in absolutely vast majority of cases, incomplete right bundle branch block is nothing. Whereas complete right bundle branch block, and I don't talk about left bundle branch block, it's a serious condition. Actually, we can put a synonym: left bundle branch block, complete bundle branch block, and heart failure. So that's why in guidelines, management of myocardial infarction with complete left bundle branch block is a management of STEMI. So the most dangerous myocardial infarction one. So I repeat, clinical issue of that, of blocks, branch blocks, incomplete right bundle branch block. It's nothing. Complete block, right bundle branch block, and especially complete left bundle branch block is a very dangerous sign. So if it's acute, we manage this person like acute myocardial infarction or acute heart failure, because complete block, branch block, it's a synonym of heart failure. If it's acute, it's acute heart failure. It's a chronic heart failure. So that's all concerning branch block. So I'm resuming. Of course, I've talked about explaining in 50 minutes, but quickly, physiologically, in branch block, first contracts intact ventricle, then contracts problematic one. Electrically, we have to find M letter in problematic zone. V1 and V2, we find M letter, means this is a right bundle branch block. In M letter in V5 and V6, means we have a left bundle branch block. If we have tiny, narrow QRS less than 0.2, it's an incomplete branch block. If it's larger than this, it's a complete one. Clinical issue of that, incomplete right bundle branch block is nothing at all in vast majority of cases, absolutely vast majority of cases. Complete block, especially left bundle branch block, is a sign of heart failure. and we will manage like a heartophilia. So thanks for your attention. See you in another lectures. God bless you.